Okay, hello students. In my last video, we have discussed about the primary storage, primary memory. There, we have discussed about the RAM, and there are two kinds of RAM, SRAM and DRAM. That also differentiation is there. We have discussed it. Read-only memory is there. That also we have discussed. And two forms of read-only memory, ROM. Read-only memory ROM where instruction used to be fed by the manufacturer itself. That instruction is for what? For loading the operating system from the hard disk to the computer's memory. So that uh, which is that process is called as booting. Booting means BOOTING. Booting means loading the operating system from computer hard disk to the memory, so that it can totally take control of the computer system and works with us, or do work as an interface with us. That is the work of operating system. So that booting instruction is fed into the read-only memory, and whatever the instructions are fed, that are not volatile. That means once the computer is off, even then those instructions are there in the ROM, read-only memory. Then PROM, programmable read-only memory, EPROM, erasable programmable read-only memory, and EEPROM, electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. These three versions of read-only memories are there. Then we are talking about the secondary storage. Nowadays you people are using pen drive, so you know it better. Magnetic tapes, okay. Then compact disc, CD, compact discs and pen drives are there for secondary storage. Hard disk is there, which is called as magnetic tapes. Hard disk is there, so for secondary storage. And these are not directly connected to the CPU. Once let you know, these are not directly connected to the CPU. For CPU, which one is directly connected? That is primary memory. So now here you just we will be discussing about the cache memory. Here it's a high speed memory. Basically, see the diagram. CPU, central processing unit, there the core part, processor part, is a very high speed, and the primary memory does not have the power to take data in that speed what CPU has. So cache memory. So what will happen if primary memory do late for giving the data or inputting the data and giving the data to the CPU? CPU will sit idle in the time, and that means we are not effectively using the CPU. Once we have purchased the data, once my power is on, once I have started the work, CPU has to perform. CPU will perform, then only my work will get faster. So for that performance, speedy performance, what in between cache memory is there. This is a high speed and highly expensive memory, which what it will do as an intermediator between the CPU and primary memory. It will take the data from the primary memory and give it to CPU, so that, and the vice versa also, so that the time gap is reduced. So here it is written, it is a very high speed memory which is used to cope up with the high speed of CPU and primary memory. It is generally placed between CPU and primary memory and act as a buffer. It reduces the average access time to data from the main memory. Okay, it average access time it reduces. Okay, because it works as a faster way rather than the primary memory, so therefore reduces the average access uh, time. Now this is the diagram how the cache memory you can see is placed between the CPU and primary memory. So in between, say, it can directly give the data, it can give the data via cache memory as well. Okay. Now we can discuss the control unit, which as a whole controls the all the peripheral attached to it in the computer, like CD-ROM, like hard disks, like printer. So all these things are controlled by the control unit. It is responsible for coordination between the different units of a computer. It controls the input, process, and output operation. For example, it coordinates with the peripherals devices to accept the input and display the output. It is like a manager all of all operations. Okay, so suppose you want to take printer, the screen is there. Suppose this I want to take printout. Okay, and my printer is attached with this one through the Wi-Fi. So if I give the command control P, so automatically control, that means we are giving control P. So control printer. So control unit will be active and it will control the printer and it will activate the printer. It is in sleep mode, but it will awake, and because control instructions will be it will be getting, printer will be getting the instruction from the control unit, and this file will be printed over there. So that managing operation is done by the control unit. So then arithmetical logical unit is also there. So ALU, arithmetical and logical unit. It does arithmetical means does mathematical operations, addition, deletion, sorry, uh, what is say, addition, subtraction, divide, then multiplication. All these mathematical part it does, that is ALU. And the logical part, decision taking part, is done by the logical unit. So ALU is responsible for actually processing of data. It retrieves the data from the storage unit and performs the arithmetic calculations or comparisons on them, and the processed data is then sent back to the storage. So that is the functionality of ALU. That means any calculation function is done by the ALU. Any decision making work is done by the ALU. ALU plus uh, control unit is termed as CPU. Okay, now last finally we can see this block diagram, and you can see the block diagram of a computer. Okay, so basically, as you know, that computer is it has three main parts, and input device, processing device, and output device. So here the input device, say keyboard or mouse, etc. So data will be giving by this input through this input device, then it will be processed here. So for processing purpose, you can see what is their control unit, arithmetical logical unit. It as a whole makes the processor. Then along with that, there is a primary memory, the motherboard. This processor is there, then primary memory storage is there, then secondary memory hard disk is there. So total CPU is there, and each and every thing is its has its own functionality. So if any input, suppose I have given 2 plus 3, that addition 2 plus 3, that will be done by the arithmetical unit. If okay, suppose I have told that if age greater than 18, display you are eligible to vote. So that age greater than 18, whether it is greater than 18 or not, that decision making thing will be done by the logical unit. So arithmetical and logical unit. Then suppose I have given the something is there on my screen, this is there on my screen, block diagram of a computer. I want to print it. I have given the command control P. So here control unit will be working, and it will take controls of the printer as well, and it will instruct the computer to print the screen in the printer, through the printer. So that is the work of control unit. And regarding while doing the work, whatever the whenever we require the memory, so memory will come into the effect, like 2 plus 3 is 5, where the 5 will be stored in the primary memory, and then only it will go to the output device, so that we can see on the screen that 2 plus 3 has become 5. So processed, so this is data and this is processed data. So processed data is called information. Processing is done by the CPU processing, central processing unit. What is there inside the central processing unit? Arithmetical logical unit, control unit, and then this is the processor, and then primary storage and secondary storage. Primary storage, that is RAM, ROM. RAM, that is your memory. Okay, and then ROM, read-only memory, is also there, and secondary storage, your hard disks or CD-ROM, whatever that is there. Okay, so that is block diagram. So various types of computer and nowadays in the market are available, that is desktop, that is personal computer, or say desktop PC, okay, popularly known as PC, laptop, also called notebook. That is a small computer that can easily put on your lap. That's why it is called laptop, or tablet, a light computer of the size of handbook, that is tab, which is called as tab. Actually, it is tablet. So often used for working on the internet. So these are the devices which we use: PC or laptop or tab. Okay. So along with that, other devices are there. If you look at a personal computer from outside, it looks a box, but that contains CPU and hard disk, keyboard, mouse, monitor, speakers. The keyboard, mouse, speakers, printer, and other attachment like scanner constitute the peripherals. What are called peripherals? The devices attached with the CPU. What are those? This keyboard, mouse, speakers, printers. All these devices are attached, so it is called peripherals. The major functionality of a computer is done in the processing unit. So processing unit takes input and processes it through its set of instructions for that input, and finally it gives the result into the output. So this is all about the computer fundamentals. Here some questions are there that also you can see. Uh, Here there is a inside picture of computer motherboard. You can see power supply cable is there, power supply supplier is there, fan is there. Okay, expansion card slots are there. This is as you will call motherboard. Here it is hard disk is there. So all things are there. Okay. So these are the question self-assessment exercise. Please complete it. For this chapter, it is session. All these questions are there: computer, input device, output device, processor. So all these are discussed. Please do it. Okay. So thank you very much. So all these questions you can ready the answer, and answer is there itself. The text, and can maintain the copy for it. Thank you very much.